Alrighty guys, what is going on? It is JT Bricks here, back for another LEGO Star Wars video here today. And today we're continuing our talks about 2022 and the possible LEGO Star Wars sets we could see in the future. Today we're going to be talking about the sequels. As you all know, we've pretty much gotten all of our 2021 rumors fixed up and ready to go. We pretty much know, or at least we're supposed to know, what's supposed to be coming. So I figured why not talk about 2022 and some possible ideas today. We're going to be talking about the sequels. Let's get right into it. Starting out with my first set idea, I think obviously a Final Order Star Destroyer would be something that would be pretty neat. We did get a First Order, capital ship, I think a Star Destroyer, or the Finalizer, I believe is what it was called, a couple years back from The Last Jedi. We could obviously also get a Rise of Skywalker version, I guess, of that kind of set with a Final Order Star Destroyer, which really isn't too much different from the traditional Star Destroyer, but has the red outlining on it to denote that it's part of the Final Order. Would be something kind of neat, something kind of cool, and probably a one-time set, and I personally would be all for it. Anyways, next up, one of the just must-have sets in my opinion for the sequels is going to have to be an Exaggerated Duel. The fact that we haven't gotten one already is kind of surprising just because it's the ultimate climax and just final battle of not only the sequels but just the entire Star Wars, Skywalker saga. So the fact that we don't have this already is kind of crazy in my opinion. I think LEGO would have made something like this. Plus it, would obviously include Ben Solo, which probably would be a very popular minifigure, Rey, some of the Final Order guards, Red Palpatine. A lot of cool stuff in this set, something that I think would be pretty neat, even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Rise of Skywalker personally. I would personally probably enjoy this set. Not to mention, it's just a really big scene, and it's just really important, so, I think we will definitely see it in 2022, most likely. I really don't know why LEGO's holding out on this set, because I think it would be very popular. So, we've heard some rumors about this one in the past, and I think 2022 is definitely a possibility for this set. Just throwing out an idea here, we could possibly get a sequel-style Tantive 4. It could obviously be pretty much the same model as the Tantive, but maybe include some sequel minifigures from the Jungle base, I guess. So, I don't know. Just kind of an idea, but something that would definitely be, pretty unique. Another idea could be these walkers from the Rise of Skywalker that we see on Kijimi. They look kind of like, something from War of the Worlds or something like that. Pretty unique looking walkers though. They don't get a lot of screen time, and you don't really know what they look like. You can kind of see them in the background. They're just kind of crawling around the houses and stuff like that and buildings. And, you don't really get a good look at them, but certainly it's a unique set and it would be something pretty cool. And, since they're not going to probably remake any sequel trilogy sets anytime soon, they could probably make some new ones and maybe something like this, right? Another cool set in my opinion, and one that I would personally like a lot, is the TIE Whisper here from Episode 9. We've already gotten the TIE Silencer, which is Kylo Ren's other TIE fighter, I guess, from Episode 8 and Episode 7. But we have not gotten the TIE Whisper, which is basically just a First Order TIE Interceptor with a little bit of hints of red. It looks pretty cool, I can't lie, and you could obviously include Kylo Ren, maybe Rey in this set. It's a neat set in my opinion. I think it would look really good in LEGO form. Moving on, just continuing with some ideas, I think getting maybe a new Canto Bight set would be pretty cool. Maybe they can include parts of the casino or part of the horse race, I guess you'd say, or the alien race. Maybe have Rose and Finn together riding a horse, getting chased by the Canto Bight police. There's a lot of possibilities with Canto Bight. I know it's not a lot of people's favorite scene, myself included. I thought it was kind of slow, but still, there's a lot of set possibilities you can do with all the minifigures and just casino stuff around that scene in particular. So, some interesting stuff, but they can certainly explore it more, I guess, with some more LEGO sets. Now, one of the more interesting sets, in my opinion, could be a, Starkiller-based kind of Death Star UCS playset or Death Star UCS model. Basically just the same as the Death Star, except it's Starkiller based. Now, obviously, this thing is not as popular as the Death Star, but still, I think it would actually be pretty cool, and it might be something that I would actually get. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of the sequels, but to get full-size Starkiller base would be actually pretty cool. So, this is definitely something out there. It's an idea. I'm not sure if it'll ever happen, but to get a playset style Starkiller base would be neat. To get a UCS, Death Star 2 style Starkiller base would also be pretty cool. So there's some possibilities and capabilities here, and some decent potential for a set like this. But will it ever happen? I don't know, but it's certainly a good idea in my opinion. Moving on to a more smaller set, we obviously know how popular Babu Frick is, and why don't we have a Babu Frick's workshop? It could obviously include Babu Frick himself, who's getting a model in the LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga game, so they could just copy that model and make it into LEGO form. So, whatever mold that would be, that could be done. Not to mention, everyone loves Babu Frick, like I said, and it would be kind of a smaller set, but still, we haven't gotten a lot of sequel sets recently, and, they're not remaking anytime soon, so for some new ones, a Babu Frick's workshop would be kind of nice. Plus, you can include some of the main characters from the movie as well, like C-3PO, Rey, all that good stuff. So, not a bad set in my opinion. Now, next up, a set that I think would be really underrated and one that would be really nice to have would be a First Order ATST. Now, obviously, we did get one in the past, but when I say we got one, I mean we just got like the label First Order ATST because we just got the legs with BB-8 on top, no head. And obviously, it makes sense because during The Last Jedi, BB-8 takes control of the ATST, and obviously there's no head attached to the actual vehicle. But still, it's kind of a lame set and kind of a cop-out, in my opinion. They could have included the head and made it, unattachable, so you could have it on, have it off if you wanted to recreate that scene. But they didn't do that, obviously. So for LEGO, I think they really need to make a legitimate First Order ATST because it's a cool vehicle and it's still an ATST. I mean, it looks just like the Imperial version, so, I don't think it would sell poorly. Plus, the actual First Order ATST is pretty cool looking. And the fact that we just got one with no head was just, in my opinion, pathetic. So LEGO could really do the ATST some justice here by making one in 2022. Now, I already mentioned a duel set from Exago. I think another duel set that we could possibly get could be a Death Star duel set from Episode 9 as well. Pretty interesting set, in my opinion. It takes place on the old destroyed Death Star, so I think you could really create some cool scenery with this set. Not to mention, you could also include a minifigure like Darkseid Rey, which would be pretty cool. Not the most exciting set, but definitely one with some cool minifigures, in my opinion. Another set, in my opinion, that could be pretty neat is a new NEMA Outpost type set. Now, this doesn't have to be like a UCS, Master Builder Series, Mos Eisley Cantina, or Battle of Hoth, but it could, really do an upgrade with NEMA Outpost and make it like a legitimate kind of structure like we see here in The Force Awakens. To be honest, there's not a lot of set ideas, in my opinion, that I found from The Force Awakens, but maybe reconstructing a new NEMA Outpost could be one. Another interesting idea from The Force Awakens, in my opinion, could be making a new Maz's Castle from Takodana. Again, not the most exciting idea, I guess, and something that would be kind of hard to make unless it was like a big UCS, Master Builder Series type set. But they could definitely make a new Maz's Castle and definitely create all the flags and all that kind of stuff again like they did in that older set. Maybe make it a little bit better. I don't know, something like that. I think it would definitely be interesting and worth a look. And finally, we have a First Order TIE Bomber. Now, this one I don't think we even actually see in the sequels. This is, I think, from Star Wars Resistance, but still, it's First Order related. I was thinking of sequel trilogy or sequel era, I guess, type sets, and this one definitely came to mind. It's kind of cool looking. It's very unique, but I think if we're going to get this one, we have to get at least the normal original trilogy TIE Bomber first, because to get this and not get the original trilogy TIE Bomber would be kind of robbery, in my opinion. But still, it's definitely an idea, and it looks kind of cool, and it would definitely be something very unique. So that's that, I guess. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Again, nothing too special or too long, but certainly some decent ideas out there for the sequels. Some of my favorites include the Final Order Star Destroyer, Starkiller Base, like we see on screen, and some other ones are pretty neat too. I think the TIE Bomber is definitely something that would be pretty cool. But like I said, they've already made a lot of sequel trilogy sets recently, so I feel like there's some fatigue maybe from the sequels, and because they're not as loved, I guess, as other trilogies, they might not make as much. But certainly, like I said, some decent ideas out there for 2022 and beyond. And, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll start remaking some of the original sets from The Force Awakens. We'll have to see. But, guys, thank you all for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time on JT Bricks.